Hello, Billings. This is Victoria Hill, your public information officer, doing a podcast today with Billings Parks and Recreation, talking about their summer activities that are coming up and making some Magic City memories. So I'd like to introduce you to our guests. Today, we have Chris Martin with us in the podcast studio, recreation specialist, along with Dan McKinney, another great recreation specialist that we have joining us today. So, I want to talk about the activity guide, and that's out right now. But registration opening up this coming Monday, April 1st. Tell us about the guide. I actually got one. My daughter came home from school with it, so that's exciting. Where do we get this guy? Where can we find this guy? And tell us what people can find inside of it, Dan.
Yeah, so we have about 80 pages worth of programming coming up. Some of those programs will start in April, so we don't have more than a few weeks just to get those up and going. But you can go to our website, billingsparks.org. We have an app on there, and then we have our registration software, so you can get all the information on the programs, when they start, costs, and sign up starting on at midnight on April 1st. So.
Okay, we'll be ready. I know that I had my daughter go through this and I said, take a look, let me know if you see anything interesting. And she did find something interesting. And so she circled stuff. And then I marked the camp that looked like the closest thing to it. And we definitely know, there we go. She circled some kids doing art and some kids swimming.
Yeah.
So she knows
right.
that's what she wants to do with her summer. And so I have it marked off. So know when I go to register her, I know exactly what to look for in the programming.
Perfect.
So let's also hit on there's so much that go into the summer camps. It's not just activities for kids, but also work. I mean, you guys need the employees. So let's talk about your search for those camp counselors and leaders.
Yeah, we hire camp counselors specifically somewhere in the range of 35 to 40, and even more if possible. We have a lot of camps to cover. We have at three of our camps, Magic City Adventure Camp and Pioneer Playhouse, our three main day camps. Those camps are 10 hours a day for 5 days a week. So we have a big need for some quality workers that love what they do. They love to be outside. They love to be around kids, and it's got to be a passion, because it's long days and warm hours, and it's a long summer, but it can be a lot of fun too. So.
Yeah, and that goes along with there's interns and you guys need bus drivers. So there's a wide variety. It's not just that one-on-one interaction with kids always. There's a wide.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we have anywhere from bus drivers. We have 4 or 5, maybe 6 on staff every summer, and then of course lifeguards too. We staff the pools. I think Don Murray likes to have anywhere from 45 to 50 lifeguards to rotate in and out. Same reasons there. There's a lot of hours to cover, and by state regulation, we have to have a number
Right,
of
that too.
lifeguards on deck and watching over and keeping everybody safe. So.
hmm And one other thing, internship opportunities. The Rec to You program was new last year, but that requires some interns. So if someone wants to do something with their time over the summer, that's another great opportunity.
Yeah, Rec to You, it's a free rec program that we ran last year. We did it on some Fridays throughout the summer. I think 8 Fridays, correct?
Yep.
8 Fridays throughout the summer. We went up to Hawthorne and what was the other part?
Highland.
Hawthorne and Highland Park.
hmm
Had great turnout. Every week it was a really successful program. We basically just show up and get some games going. Whoever's kind of just in the park at the time can come on
hmm
over, or if you know the schedule and you show up on time with us, then you can just come hang out for free. We have tons of free games and arts and crafts, and it's
hmm
kind of open to everybody. We are expanding that significantly this year. So instead of just Fridays, we're going to go Monday through Thursday. Um, each day is going to kind of pick an area of the city that we're going to go to. Mondays we are going to be up in the Heights, and then Tuesdays we're going to be on the South Side. Wednesdays will be Midtown, and Thursdays will be out on the West End.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's I'm looking at the page right now. There's a whole list of locations and times. So if you're curious and you want your kid to catch up with some of these programs, that's a good way to maybe put this on your fridge and just remember it that way. So let's also talk about now some of the programming that is available for registration currently. Ahead of the April 1st date. It looks like you guys have some Miracle League stuff going on along with some fly fishing. So go ahead and jump in and chat about that.
Yeah, so Miracle League will open up weather pending. Opening day will be April 27th out at Landon's Miracle Field. So always excited to get that going. Registration's open up now for youth and adults. So we'll go for, plan is to always go for 6 weeks, and so we'll wrap up in June. Field gets a little hot in the summer for the athletes, but that is something that's open up right now. We have a couple of learn to fly fish classes coming up, adults, and then we added a new class or changed one of the adult fly fishing classes to a adult and kids. So
Nice.
a grandpa could come with their grandkid and learn some fly fishing if it's something that they want to get into. So a lifelong sport that they can do as a family. So excited about that. Adult soccer will be coming up here pretty soon in April, so registration's open up for that. We have adult pickleball boot camps that will go once a month from starting in April all the way through September. We're excited about those. Those are always very popular. And then we also have a couple lifeguard certification classes. So if you need to get recertified, or if you're interested in working for us for the summer, we have one in May at MSUB, and then once we get the pools up and going in June, we'll have another one there. So yeah, a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, and I see a note that if a participant becomes certified through the class and they're hired by Billings Parks and Rec, that they could actually get reimbursed if they work over 200 hours,
Correct.
which is a great deal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about a bonus week. I saw something about a bonus week in here. What is the bonus week? What does that all mean?
Well, with SD2 making some changes to the schedule and when they start school next fall, they're going to be 2 weeks later than normal. They're going to be after Labor Day, I believe, and so that basically adds 2 weeks to our summer this summer. So yeah, bonus weeks were kind of an idea of like, well, if school's not in session, we need to come up with something to do for everybody, and always got to look at those things as an opportunity. So yeah, we came up with bonus weeks. It's a little tricky for us since most of our camp counselors are high school, college age kids. So some of those college age kids will still be going back at normal time. So yeah, we had to be a little selective on how much enrollment we're allowing into those camps, just to make sure that we are able to cover all those working hours with camp counselors and able to provide that normal camp product that we like to put out. So
and I have to say, I admire the fact that you guys in Parks and Rec were able to adapt and adjust to the summer programming. I mean, we've gotten so used to that school district 2 schedule, and with the change, you guys just reacted right away, and you're like, yeah, no problem, we'll adjust and make this work for everyone.
We get used to that.
Yeah, yeah, just rolling with the punches. So let's talk about the pool. I mean, you can't have summertime without pools. When do they open? And talk about the fun that's involved there.
I think the plan right now is Wednesday is June 5th.
Yep.
That's usually the day that we try to get going. We have a couple extra days to do some lifeguard training, which is obviously important, and we want all those lifeguards up on all their trainings and feeling comfortable. I think we have a sneak peek on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not sure the hours on that.
4 to 7,
Actually, 4 to
according
7,
to
okay.
my activity guide here.
So we'll have a little sneak peek that night, and then we're up to normal operation hours starting on Wednesday. That's at both Rose and South.
Okay.
So yeah, we get to get outside here in May and get the pools ready. It's always a way to kind of get ready for summer for us, at least. We have to go in and clean out the pools and get them ready and going, and test all the chemical levels, and it's
Right.
another part of our job that we get to do every year.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
hear it's quite the cleanup
a little
sometimes.
bit.
And if somebody's child is maybe interested in like baseball or softball, but they really can't commit to summer camp, you guys have the batting cages. Let's talk about the batting cages and the hours there. When you guys think it'll open up? I know it's all weather dependent, so let's chat about that.
Yeah, so we're actually in the process of hiring on all of our employees that are going to be out there. We're going to um, have our manager start getting stuff set up. There's always a bunch of cleanup out there every year before we get started. Some repairs that the batting cages are fairly old, so it takes a little bit of time to get that up and running. But yeah, we're excited for that. We are going to stick to pretty minimal hours while school's still in session.
Hmm.
A lot of those workers are still in school, so
Hmm.
um, we're going to stick to kind of more of a 4 to 7 on the weekdays, and then open up more normal hours on the weekends. But and then when summer gets rolling, we'll kind of see what the demand is, and we'll adjust those hours kind of
Hmm.
as we're going. So.
Yeah. And I mentioned earlier, you guys just, adapting and introducing new concepts and ideas. And a new one recently was Love Serving Autism, which just looks incredible. I have to share my daughter's on the spectrum. And so I actually do have Love Serving Autism sign. I'm going to sign her up for that because I'm really excited for it's happening a little bit later. Looks like September for youth and adults. And so Dan, tell us about the program, what you saw with that, and why is the park district doing this?
Yeah, really cool. It was brought to our attention that there was a national organization out there that offered this program, combining kind of therapy and tennis together. Brought to our attention in September, so we started doing some research and looking around. Met with the founder and the organizer of the program. She's a former speech therapist and then a tennis pro, and so she has a love for that and developed a program. And so we ended up meeting with her and took it on and hired a Love Serving Autism director of tennis, I guess.
Right.
And so we get volunteers. So it was great setup. We had a fantastic partnership with the Big Sky Tennis and Pickleball Club,
Hmm.
and then USTA Montana as well. So
Okay.
some funding through them. Just a great program that's very driven towards that type of learning, just a different environment,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
specific. Their cues and reading boards and visual boards, and so
yeah.
some really cool stuff. I know, just talking to a few parents the first couple of nights, it was the first program, sports athletic program that their kids had done. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah, so the plan was we just wrapped up kind of our first initial season,
Yeah.
and then we'll move towards the fall, and then we'll offer just kind of like the Miracle League, kind
Yeah.
of a late summer, early fall, and
Yeah.
then winter, and then spring. So
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I am really looking forward to this because, like you said, they depending on where they are at on the spectrum, they require a different environment to feel comfortable and safe and confident. So that's awesome that you guys are doing that. That is not the only new program you guys have going on. Let's talk about the free swim lessons that you have coming up. Games. That sounds like a lot of fun. Go ahead and jump in, guys, and tell me about that.
Yeah, we decided to offer this is kind of to piggyback off of Rec to You and the success we had
Uh huh.
there. Just ways to kind of get more kids out to the pools. That was a way we did that was doing the free swim lessons. We're going to offer a week of those. They're going to be at South Park. And yeah, just kind of a way to get kids involved that may struggle with financially or
Oh
anything
yeah.
like that, or just looking for that little bit of motivation
Hmm.
to get out there and do it. So yeah, that's one that we're going to be doing at South Park. Games, that's going to be run out at Rose Park. It's just a new camp idea. We had talked with our counselors out there last year, and they said a lot of times seemed like the kids just wanted to play games all day. So we're just like, well, let's try that. So it's just going to be a lot of board games. We're thinking about maybe setting up some sort of console games or something like that out there, and really just kind of, yeah, there's lots of stuff you can learn through playing board games, card games, and stuff like that too.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. And let's also hit on that parent and child intro to cooking.
Oh yeah.
That's new, it sounds like. And if you have a kid that's maybe always digging in the cabinets for those ingredients, my kid makes some awesome onion and egg and salt and pepper bowl mix. I don't even know. So maybe this would be a good program for her too.
Yeah, and it's kind of we did it initially with Learn to Fly Fish. We kind of had this idea of a parent-child, grandparent-grandchild kind of thing, and then we're like, well, something we can do probably with kids in the kitchen as well. Yeah, just a way for parents and kids to get in the kitchen together, and I mean maybe they're both learning at the same time. So the parents don't necessarily always have those basic cooking skills, so it'd be good for both of you to learn at the same time. You guys can try things out at home and learn those basics, and yeah, just a way to. I know as a parent, have that energy towards wanting to cook is tricky. So anything to motivate that every now and then is always good. So
Yeah. Well, I'll have to share her egg and onion and salt and pepper recipe with you guys. Just
sounds
kidding.
great.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
They always seem to disappear too. She puts it in the freezer. I don't know what happens to it from there. Dan, there's some adaptive therapeutic swim happening at Rose Park 2 this summer. Tell us, what does that mean? And if someone's interested, how do they go about taking you guys up on that?
Yeah, brand new this year. So last year we moved to swim lessons Monday through Thursday, just because of staff issues and timing and being at the pool. So this year, with Fridays being open, we decided to add an hour and a half, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Right before the pool's open at noon. An adaptive therapeutic Rex open swim. So it's not a swim lesson, but we'll have lifeguards there and able to assist, and we'll have a part of the pool kind of closed off. So again, go back to that kind of love serving autism and Miracle League environment. So we want everyone available to come in. It's just $5 at the door, so there's no registration, and make it as easy as possible to just come, and we'll take care of you at the door and get to swim for an hour and a half on Friday. So it's not going to be every Friday throughout the summer, but I think there's 8 or 9 if I remember correctly. So.
Okay, yeah, it definitely helps to have that maybe more quiet environment, not that overstimulation going on. Junior lifeguards, the 13 to 15-year-olds also have an opportunity in the pool this summer.
Yeah, so new program this year. I believe it's was a program a couple of years ago, but we're bringing it back. So anyone in that 13 to 15-year-old range that might be interested in becoming a lifeguard, you have to be 16 to be an actual lifeguard. So a lot of our lifeguards will start off as cashier or concession or summer camp counselor, and then they'll kind of transition into a lifeguard. So starting that program, it's going to be for 4 hours. So it's a 2-week class, but there's 3 sessions. So they'll learn some CPR and some basic life-saving skills, and kind of get to shadow our lifeguards and be with them and just see the type of environment. So it'll be something that if they want to pursue in the future, that they can do that.
All right. And let's also hit on that youth pickleball camp. I mean, pickleball seems to be the popular thing these days. Now you can start them young.
Yeah, very popular. So within our sports camps in the summer, our typical basketball, volleyball camps, we used to have a racket sports camp, which would be pickleball, tennis,
badminton. I think at
badminton.
one point,
was the third day. This year with the bonus weeks, we looked at trying to fill those weeks with some unique camps, character design. I know Chris touched on that earlier, but one of the ideas was to have our pickleball instructors be able to stick around those last 2 weeks and do a week. So we turned racket sports camp into just a pickleball only camp. So we've had some requests over the years, and parents have asked, and so we have such a extensive tennis academy throughout the summer that we thought we would add one of the bonus weeks as a pickleball only camp. So we're excited. I think it'll be really popular. So.
And so far we've been talking a lot about the kids, but you guys also have some adult programs, adult fitness going on. What can folks expect to find? It's starts at page 57 here in the guide, activity guide. What can folks expect to find if they are 55 years or maybe even 18 years old and older? It looks like there's a couple different age ranges here.
Yeah, one of the cooler ones that we do throughout the summer is sunset yoga. We do that up on the rims, which is a really cool setting. It's pretty unique to Billings area, to the Billings area. We allow people to sign up for the whole session. I think is it 10 weeks this 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. We can sign up for all 8 weeks at once, or it's kind of nice up there too. We do drop-ins as well, just people as they're passing by. A lot of people are walking or running or biking up there. If they see that going on, they'll like, oh wow, they'll stop and yeah, so we can just do a drop-in fee on site, and it's a really cool program, unique to Billings, and the rims is always kind of something that people are excited to get up and do stuff on. But yeah, then as we go into seniors, Jen Brown, who works in the senior center, does tons of fitness programs over there, making sure our seniors stay active and out in the community, seeing their friends and seeing people every day. And so it's always a busy place over there. We also offer some 55 and older par 3 golf lessons. We work closely with par 3 to do junior all the way up through adults and seniors golf lessons with them. So
yeah, there's just so much packed into this activity guide. Where can someone pick one of these up? Do we have inserted in? Is it a magazine? Right?
Yeah, so Simply Local.
Okay.
They have those inserted, and then also we have a few boxes left at our office, so they've just been dispersed around town. And then we also have a mailing list that they've gone out to, and then they've also been delivered to all the SD2 elementary schools.
Right. Okay.
So hopefully the kids put them in their backpack, they take them home, they give them to mom and dad, and then they can circle things. And
here we go.
then you're going to kids in the kitchen cooking with your daughter. So.
And then I'll be setting an alarm clock for midnight on April 1st, so I can get online and get her all signed up for those programs. And also your website, I think you guys mentioned it. There's actually a digital flip through version.
Yes.
If people don't want the paper version, you just hop online right at the bottom of the page there. It says activity guide. Click on that, and then you're able to check it out page by page for yourself if something sparked your interest. Well, guys, anything else that we're missing that we want to hit on before we wrap this up?
I was just going to reiterate that registration for a lot of those programs most of them don't open until April 1st.
Yes.
So they're going to be viewable on the web track that we have, RecTrack, our registration software. It says unavailable. It doesn't mean that it's full or anything like that. So there are a few programs that are, because they're in April and gives us time to advertise, they are open now. So just remember that. Be patient until April 1st, and I'm sure there's some stuff some glitches in the background that we just don't know until we get in there April 1st. So, we apologize in advance.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you both for joining us, and everyone go out, make some Magic City memories this summer. And thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will catch you next time.